Hello, my name is Shitiz Srivastava and this is my podcast. So today I wanted to tell you, or not tell you, this is not my blog. This is not my blog, so I am not here to tell you. I am here just to do the soliloquy. Soliloquy means I want to just talk to myself about things. So yesterday I was reading one book, uh, and it was about how to finish what you start, and it doesn't talk about that much about how to finish what you start, but it's talking about the same thing that called procrastination and how you should make the goals, how you should visualize things. And everyone is talking about the same thing. In any book that you read, the content is always the same. The examples keep on changing from book to book, but the core context of every book of self-help, of improving yourself, of changing your life, of becoming something is always the same. You have to visualize, you have to have the goals, you have to keep them in front of you, you have to declutter your desk, you have to declutter your mind, you have to declutter everything, organize everything, do the thing to the perfection and start. And don't start with perfection, of course. Don't start with perfection. Start doing something and then move on to doing things in the manner that they should be. And that is I think the core of every book that I read. And I think that there is nothing beyond that. And it's not fault of humans that they can't figure out how to make humans more efficient, but there are only limited things that any human can do to become efficient, and that is only one thing, that he can just keep on doing what he's doing again and again and again till he becomes successful. And that, I think, is the most important thing, that despite you not being able to meet the kind of success that you think that you want, that you're ambitious about, but still you have to work every night towards it. You have to move a small step towards it, and that is what is going to make the difference. That is what is going to bring a change inside you, and that is what is going to help you become the kind of man that you want to become. But because most of the people, when they think of doing something, they put some very immature, or what should I say, impossible time limits to become something. If they want to learn English, they would say, I would learn the English in 15 days. If they want to finish a book and they haven't read a book in their entire lifetime, they would keep this unrealistic goals, like they want to finish a book in 2 days when they haven't read a book in their entire lifetime. They should keep the realistic goals, and in this case they should, when they are starting up, like putting the goals and trying to achieve something, I think they should put the goals that they think are more than what they require to achieve it. Like if you think that you can read a book in 10 days, I think you should put the goal of reading the book in 15 days. So at least that you have this extra days in, if you can't cover reading your book in 10 days, you at least have 5 extra days to finish it. Because the most important part of any goal setting is that you finish the goal, because once you finish the goal, you get the confidence. This is something that I always tell people who ask me, how do you start reading book? And I tell them, start picking the thin books, because the person becomes a reader when he finishes a book. Basically, most of the time people who quit reading are those who actually start reading a book but cannot finish it. They just leave it midway, or they just read first, or they just read first 3-4 chapters and then they decide to quit it. And that is something that is very, very, very dangerous, because if you start something, then you need to finish it, because finishing something gives you the confidence that you can actually do it. If you don't finish something, you will never get the confidence of ever doing anything. And that is one advice that I wanted to give you, that if no matter what you do, just fucking finish what you have started. And that is the whole crux of doing everything. So I have downloaded 3 books last night. One was called Hyper Focus, one was called 1%, and this book which says that it will tell you about finishing what you have started. And it's a very thin book. Like, I started reading the book and I could finish half of the book in 1 hour, and it's a very thin book. But I cannot tell you how thin it is, because I'm reading the book on Kindle, and if you are not having Kindle, then you should buy the Kindle, because it is very convenient to read. And initially I was very apprehensive about buying the Kindle, and I was like, yeah, I will read from the books. But later, when I started reading from Kindle, I realized that it is very, very nice, and it has been designed in a particular manner that it doesn't affect your eyes that much. And that's how I started reading books. And for last 10 years, I think I've been reading on Kindle, and I don't regret it at a moment, because it helps me read a lot of books. I cannot buy all those books on paperback. So there are a lot of torrent websites. There are also so many websites where I can download the books that I wanted to download. But anyways, this is not about Kindle. This is about the books that I've been reading. That this is about the habit of finishing what you started. And this habit of not finishing what you've started has been inside me for a very long time. I remember when I was in college, my teacher once told me that Shitiz, you are very hardworking guy, but your biggest problem is that you don't finish what you start. You start a lot of things, but you don't finish. So a lot of books actually concentrate on that you start something, and I'm already very good at that. I start a lot of things, and I don't have any problems starting up things. If I have to learn guitar, I will just buy the guitar, start and learn the chords and everything, and I will just start learning it. And I will start learning Russian as well. I will started learning foreign languages as well. I have started learning singing as well. I have started directing as well. I have started acting as well. There are so many things that I have started, but none of them ever could lead to any conclusion. Never, none of them. And in terms of direction and acting, I think there was no particular goal in my side where I knew I have to stop. There was no particular goal inside where I would say that if I achieve that, I will become successful. And that was the biggest problem. I was just making films out of random. I was just doing things out of random because I didn't know what making of film was. I didn't know most of the things about life. I didn't know. I was new to all these crafts, and there was no one to guide me. Basically, there was no one to guide me, and I just wanted to do whatever came to my mind and whatever path was shown to me. And most of the time it was the books that came to my help. The books suggested me something, and then I started working on that, and that's how the things started moving on. And still I'm doing the same, because lately I can assure you that for last 1 year I hasn't read too many books, because I stopped reading books. I think I had filled my mind with so much random knowledge that it was affecting me negatively, and there was no use of getting it, because I was not getting money out of it. I was not able to do anything about it. But the habit of reading is something that actually takes you out of trouble. I think it works simultaneously. Your problems, your life, and book reading, and all these things, like you gain the knowledge and you do your thing. That is not the process. That is not how you should do the process. You do the thing, and you should close the AC. It's very chilled out here. So you should do the process of doing the thing and gaining the knowledge at the same time, because that is the biggest problem with anyone, that they think that they will first of all gain all the knowledge in this world, and then they will start doing it, and then they will be perfect at doing what they want to do. But that is not how it happens. First, there is no limit to the knowledge. In whichever field you will put your foot on, there is no limit to the knowledge that is there, and that can make you very successful. So basically, when you are thinking about that, when you want to do something, I think you should just start doing it, and on the way you should find the knowledge that is required for you to move further. Because if you think too much, if you think that you will gain all the knowledge, all the experience beforehand, before doing something, before starting a business, then I don't think you will ever be able to start the business. I think you should start firsthand. You just begin doing something. And then there is second thing, because I am always very good at starting things, so I can assure you that is good, but that is not something that will lead you to success, because I have been there and I have done that, and it has not gave me the success that I desired from it. So if you start something, then you should also take it to the finish line, and that is what gives you the confidence to do everything. So if I start something, I'm trying to make sure that I finish what I have started, and this is the second phase of my career, I can say that, in which I think I want to earn a lot of money, and I want to earn a lot of fame, and I want to be on the brink of that success that I always envision for myself, that ambition that I have, that I want to be something in my life. I don't want to be just any guy who has been trying to break in this world, just survive in this world, just come and get married and pass your entire life by getting salaries. I don't think I want to be that. I live in 20th century. I live in 21st century. Basically, I was born in 20th century, but I live in 21st century, and there are ways in which you can actually prove your mettle to the world, and you want to be remembered for. And this is one thing that I actually care for. I want to be remembered for, and I want to leave a legacy behind. So I have also decided for myself that I'm going to make a lot of movies, I'm going to write books, I'm going to do a lot of things, so that even if I die someday, I won't regret that there isn't enough thing for people to remember me by. There will be enough thing that even if I die today, there will be enough videos on internet for people to search me and think about me, and I will never be forgotten if I have. And that is one beautiful thing about film, that we pick films from 70s, 60s, 40s, 1920s, even 1930s, the films that have survived, and we understand one thing, that those films are never forgotten. Even the people, everyone working in that film has died, but they survive somehow. Film survived the test of time. Every art has survived the test of time, and that is the most beautiful thing. All those paintings like Mona Lisa and Vincent van Gogh's paintings have survived the test of time. All those artists have died, but the art has survived, and that is the most beautiful thing about art, because art never dies, and that is something that I want to be remembered for. So this was my podcast for today. I hope I made some sense, which I really do. So let's meet next time in the same place. Keep listening to me. That's all I can say. Goodbye.